Hey,
What's up, Ray? Happy Monday. Welcome back.
it is. The weekend's over now. That's awesome, man.
I have to tell you, you weren't going to show up, and I was like, oh, I'll do the shows, and then opportunities came up, and I didn't do one either. So we have a lot to catch up on.
There is. There's some stuff, man.
I also went to see John Wick.
Oh, did you? Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. That's nice.
A lot of shoot 'em up.
Heard a lot of action.
A lot of shoot 'em up action.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway, it was fun. It was a good weekend, and it was nice to clear my head and get things going. And now I'm ready to be back. Good to see.
That's right. And yeah, I'm sure there's good to see you, and I'm sure there's been a lot of monsters that have came out, right?
Yeah. One of them we'll see. We'll get there. But anyway, one of them 5 minutes from where I grew up. Very cool.
Oh, hometown.
Yep. I've been through the streets. So let's start out here. Now to the SBU checks coming out in an hour 27.
There you go.
Get your slow gas ready. 400 is now the common bid there, and a 375 for the steel.
Oh, that's a deal right there.
Have at it. And our friend George in the room.
George
says 2/3 done. Keep clicking. Happy Monday. He's talking about right here. On the monstermy.city page.
Right on.
This is the click to decipher. And it looks like we're 3/4 of the way done. He's pretty good at fractions. 4,350,251 global clicks, and I'm clicking away. We got to reveal what the foundation is going on with these monsters. So, everybody wants to know. So get it done. Thanks, George.
Cool. That's why Hatsack and Decrypting Chaos, they have those click parties, man. It's awesome.
Yes. A lot of that Twitter space is getting motivated. And there, Matt Waddell says, I have a fever. The only cure is the honey check from the auction. I can get one for these days. Yeah.
That's right, man.
Go grab yourself a check. It's going to turn into something really cool, I bet.
It is. I heard My Crypto Adventures, I think she put something up there. I don't know if it was specifically about the checks, but she puts things in Discord. She's good with an announcements and things like that. So cool.
All right.
Right on.
Sounds good. I like it. Let's so here, I'm gonna show off the monsters first, then we'll go to some news. This one I think came out on Friday. This is Yonkers, New York. It is the first major city outside of Manhattan. Wow. The Bronx is part of the boroughs of Manhattan, and then right above the Bronx is Pelham and Yonkers right next to that. And I used to drive my car. They used to have all the movie theaters, all the major movie theaters over in Yonkers. I used to, as a 16-year-old, go driving around the strip in Yonkers and go watching movies and hanging out and watching, cruising for chicks.
Right on, man.
Back in the day,
and that's
over in Yonkers.
That's a P1. That's a tier 1.
Yeah, no, this is a major find here. This monster, and came out April 1st, and it's a population of 201,000 in the United States, and that's just north of Manhattan, right? So I know that's in just out of New York City.
The first tier 1 in the United States? Is that what you're saying?
No.
That's not the first tier 1 in the U.S. No. Okay.
What our Eugene, Oregon was, right?
That's right. Correct. Yes, you're
that's
right.
You go on 3 days off duty and you forget everything.
I thought it was a tier 2. My bad. Okay, I get it. Right. That's right.
So.
Eugene.
Yeah, so it's funny. We go to Eugene. Now we're over here in New York, and next thing you know, we're gonna have one down there in Georgia for you.
That's right. Got to have some south. Got east, west. Need some south.
But wait, there is more. These are all tier 1s. I only picked the tier 1s because we had a couple days off. This one, United States, Arlington. I did not look up where it is, but this is 207,000 people.
Maybe Texas.
And it's a Zolth.
Zolth.
Yep. Thank you. But let me hit on this.
I bet you if that's Texas, that's a big one. Arlington, Texas.
Search, boom. And it is, what does that say?
Click it.
I'm clicking. Virginia.
Oh, Arlington, Virginia. Whoa,
that's Virginia.
That's right out DC, man.
Again, right outside of Washington. We had another one outside of Washington the other time.
It was way outside. It was like Fairfax, way out there. But this was
but there it is. Arlington, right near Alexandria, right near Washington, DC. Wow. How about that? just down from Baltimore up here.
I would say that's a pretty good one. I'm just saying that's the capital.
That is a good looking one. It's going to be a nice monster for somebody. Again, Arlington right there.
Wow.
Take a look.
Is it?
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
What's your question?
No, that's all right. Never mind.
Okay. Next one that came out this weekend, Chiba.
Chiba. Is that like
say Chiba, but it's Japan. It's you got to say it in Japanese.
Chiba.
It's not much different there. 979,000 people in Chiba, Japan. So let's take a look, see what section of Japan is, because the first ever P1 was Sendai, Japan.
It was,
and that was cool. What happened? I tried to hit the.
You clicked the guy.
Oh,
you need to click the number.
Yeah, there we go. Here it comes. What side of Japan is this one on? I do not recognize any of those names.
Oh, it's on a little bit. And they got a little bay. It's in the bay.
Come on. Where'd it go?
Right by Tokyo. You went way out.
Is it?
You got to.
Well, there's Sendai. The computer's not moving fast enough for me.
I know, but you got to zoom in. It's right by Tokyo. Chiba, right there on the other side. Tokyo.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Great views. Got the city of Tokyo skyline.
This was the first one, Sendai. This is where the first one was. So this is the second one, Chiba, right down here. Wow. Very cool.
I think that's a nice area right on the bay and stuff like that.
I like right near Tokyo, so it's got to be hopping,
Absolutely, right?
Very cool, very cool. And then this one, look, brand new. Nobody's seen it yet. Oh. We're going to refresh this now.
April 3rd, tonight. Look at that.
Yep. Brand spanking new. Nobody's had
a look. Look at the little gold bubbles. That's pretty.
Yeah, cool. It's got some carbonation going.
The gold's got some special stuff.
Maybe these monsters are leaking the breathing bubbles or whatever they need. I don't know. I don't know them that well. We're only getting to know these guys. Yep. Let's see. Refresh.
Oh, look, My Crypto Adventures. Yes. Good evening. And hey, here she goes. I got it. I got it as a story, My Crypto Adventures. It's a good one. Great. You're all over it. That's great.
It's refreshing. It's refreshing, just like these carbonated bubbles.
You're still there. You go.
It'll come. I did the metadata.
You think where? Australia.
Australia.
Yes.
No, I think it's got to be like down in your neck of the woods, down P1 down in Georgia.
Right? Yeah, that'd be great.
Southeast.
No, well, I don't know.
Come on. All right, we'll come back to that because this is, fresh off the block. Can't get any fresher than that. It's on its way. Citi says mass adoption of crypto will be driven by CBDCs, tokenization. So here it is. Citi says the industry is approaching an inflection point and that the blockchain technology will soon see billions of users. That's a B.
With a B.
That's Trump's favorite word. Billions and billions of users and trillions of dollars in value.
Yeah.
Monies, tokens, games, blockchains. The next billion users and trillions in value.
It's funny you got that there, Tim. I'm just saying, you got a great story that you brought up because I have they made a 167-page report. And I'm gonna show you that too because this is it. You're right.
Is that their did they have a project? Is that their roadmap? 167 pages.
Yeah. Well, it's not their They gathered a team all across the crypto space, and they came out with this report, and now they're gonna go and start implementing it. Right.
So that's their crypto thesis.
It is their crypto thesis, and yeah, I mean, nice. Just in general, Citibank is its third largest bank in the U.S. Man.
Yep.
Very big.
Yep. Bank. And So here, CBDCs are alternative cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum are alternatives to those, right? So based on current trials, CBDCs would be pegged to a fiat currency, which we don't like to say the F word, to be the dollar or the pound, but exist digitally and controlled by the issuing currency central bank. We don't like anybody having control of our money, such as the Fed or the Central Bank of England.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I'll let you go into the deep story of what they're talking about, but this was just Yahoo Finance saying adoption is coming.
Yeah.
If you needed me to translate what this story means, adoption is coming.
It is.
And with that, billions and billions of people trying to get their hands on some of this cryptocurrency. You know, you don't have to pick the exact right one. I think we did stories in the past where, you know, 10 years ago you bought, I think it was if you spent $1,000 on the top $1,000 of each of the top 1,000 coins that were listed, you'd be a millionaire.
Right.
Right. You don't have to pick the exact one that's going to make the big giant move. But cryptocurrency is coming. It's something you have to know about, learn about, and of course, be secure in your wallet and your use of it, and protect what you have, because it's eventually going to be worth some serious change. And if they, you know, if the rumors are true, what they're writing about, cash and credit cards and things like that are going to be used less and less. And so it's going to be more important to be very crypto knowledgeable. So yeah, take a look at this stuff and get into it.
Yeah, this isn't financial advice, but it is advice. I would say too, information is key.
This is real life advice. Forget about financial advice. This is.
I know. I'm just saying in general. You need a group. You need to be into a community. I don't care if you choose this one or another one, but you do. You need to be in on what's going on. Right. It's better to know about the project. Tim was right. You can kind of scatter it everywhere, but you're gonna do much better if you do know, kind of what you're really getting into. But absolutely, when everything comes flooding in here and there's mass adoption, I mean, it really isn't. I mean, wherever you're at, it's going to kind of lift, this whole space.
A rising tide lifts all boats.
It is.
So you better get in a boat.
That's right.
Pick a boat.
And pick a community that's going to help.
A few rafts that are all tied together. And go for it,
Absolutely. There's Hot Sack and Decrypted Chaos. There you go. They were doing the click parties, right? There you go.
Yes.
Great to see you. Thank you. I appreciate it. We try to give out some good information, but yes, I mean that's important.
Let me jump back. Ooh, there it is.
Cardiff, UK.
Cardiff, in the UK.
UK. See,
how about that? 447,000 people, 287 in total. It's an Olgamouth. How did I get that out? Did I get that one?
Right. Yeah,
an Olgamouth.
Cool. Yeah.
Yep, right there in UK. Let's go see which part of the UK it's in.
Yeah. It's by London. I don't know.
51,318. Tight numbers.
Yes.
By London, he says. Cardiff. Rolling Stones. What?
Rolling Box.
Vape store. The Rolling Stone vape store. Cardiff, right there. Let's see.
It's out there. Wait, so all by itself. Look at that.
Wait a minute. It's the south side on the bay.
Yeah. So London,
nice. Right in there.
Yeah.
Near Bristol.
Yeah.
On the west side.
Yeah. West side.
Gotta like that. Nice. Cardiff right there. And that is a P1 with 400,000 people, right? Did I get that right?
Yep.
Boom. Nice. Cardiff out. That's another P1. So fun stuff. And there's many more. I'm going to finish up the monsters with looking to see how many are coming out tomorrow, because it increases every single day, Ray.
Yes, I do.
So let me go back here and grab. Where am I grabbing it? Go back.
Maybe we can even use Yonkers. Look at Cardiff reveal.
Yes.
And yes, thank you. Appreciate it.
Here's arrival date. We're going to search April.
Today is the 3rd.
Yeah, and today's the 3rd, so we're going to 4th. 4th. And you got to do 04 for this thing to work.
There you go.
Took me a while to learn that.
Wow. Man, that's over.
That's 202, 250, and 250 is 500. And
that's
incredible. My gosh. I can't even do that math. That's 27. That's 577.
That's a lot, man.
Whoo!
Yeah.
These things are starting to crank out.
They're motoring out, man.
Now I'm going to have to click on the P1, see if we have multiple P1s coming out.
Happy Monday to you, too. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
All tomorrow?
On the 4th. All tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 P1s.
Wow.
Oh, things are getting crazy now, Ray.
They're rolling out, man.
Oh, these monsters. There's no stopping them now.
I love it. It is. That's great. Hey, Michelle. Happy Monday to you. I know she's got
Hello,
a space.
Michelle.
Yeah, got Honey Radio tomorrow. Hello, Night Owl.
Nice.
Night Owl does another space on Wednesdays. That's it. Everybody's got spaces. Decrypting Chaos and Hatsack. There's all kinds of spaces. The geezers that you see popping on here sometimes, JC and the gang and Donna. So yeah, it's awesome, man. Good
Beautiful.
stuff. Right, tell.
All right. Tell me, go the deep dive into the 168 pages from Citibank.
Well, first I got some other little tidbits. I mean, my crypto adventures touched on one. I'm gonna start out with that because it was a little bit of everybody was jumping in all about Doge, but Elon Musk's Twitter changes logo to Doge, and it pushed the meme coin up 20%. So if you know anything about it, you'll see when you're searching down here, like it says, when you would search, you see the little guy over here. It didn't have the Twitter bird; it had the Doge the Doge dog. So it just was it rallied within 30 minutes when it sees.
It's amazing when you own the company and it's private, you get to change the logo and do whatever you want.
Hey, isn't that cool? I guess that's kind of part of it. You know what? That's great is that's what's awesome about NFTs, right? Because we're all part owners of that, right? So, that's what you're going to start seeing in this entire, space when this starts happening. It is very cool. So, this is what Elon, this was earlier, right? So, he's always talked about Doge. The new CEO of Twitter is amazing, right? There's my man right there. But that was back in February. So, I mean, he's doing a lot of stuff with Twitter. And, who knows what this really looks like in a year or two, right? Because I know he's trying to change how Twitter, obviously the algorithm is. He's trying to make it open source. I know he uploaded a whole bunch of the open source code out so everybody can look at it. Not everything, but he's doing all of that and kind of making it more transparent. He's all been about PayPal, right? That's how they started, and a payment system. So, I mean, all of this is pretty cool, where I think that you're going to see something pretty incredible with Twitter and where it wants to go in this space, So that's what my crypto adventure was talking about right there. It's pretty cool. FIFA debuts AI-powered World Cup soccer mobile game with plans for NFTs. So FIFA, you know how the gamers didn't really want to talk about NFTs. I mean, FIFA is a huge one with sports, obviously with soccer. So there's a platform that's going to go and start using NFTs. That's all you have to start seeing in this gaming space. When these big players, and FIFA is one of them, starts doing things, where you're doing this, maybe imagine Madden or something like that too, doing this, and they're starting to use NFTs. Imagine your players, right, that you build and make that are NFTs, and they keep going on to you with the next game and the next game. But FIFA today launched the open beta version of World Cup AI League. It's a 4-versus-4 soccer strategy game that leverages artificial intelligence, AI, for its characters, cosmetics, and gameplay elements. So, that I don't know what that looks like. It just launched today. But we know how huge World Cup soccer is. I mean, it just went by this past year, and I'm sure 1 billion or so people were watching it, right? It's a huge, huge thing. And it says, our mission is to lead casual gamers into the world of AI gaming and the metaverse. And the FIFA's AI League, we are unlocking a unique new opportunity for football fans around the globe to interact with their favorite sport. So that's what they're talking about. That's what it's all about. And listen, that's what's kind of unique as we start seeing what all this looks like. No one knows really what Web3 or the metaverse looks like. Well, you're starting to see glimpses of it. Pretty cool. Another thing, I just want to touch on this. It just talks about dynamic NFTs. If you haven't heard of that, they're NFTs that have they can kind of shift and do different things. And that's why I wanted to kind of bring these up, because they're static NFTs, which you see a lot of art. But now you're starting to hear about what are dynamic NFTs. And it says use cases and examples. And that's what we're going to go over just real quick. So what is a dynamic NFT? They're living NFTs designed to be programmable and responsive to external inputs or conditions, opening up new opportunities for personalization, interactivity, and value creation in a digital creator economy. I think you're going to see something like that. Obviously, maybe that you're seeing right now that we're going over when you see these NFTs that we're looking at with the monsters, right? That's pretty cool. Dynamic NFTs are also known as DNFTs, are a new generation of non-fungible tokens that include programmable and interactive features, allowing the creation of digital items that can change and evolve over time. As a result, enabling artists to offer a more engaging experience for buyers and fans. So these things can morph, change, do things, right? And those things can change from time to time, or some are just going to be static and stay that way. But that is kind of the idea, is that things can morph into other things. So how do dynamic NFTs work? Overall, NFTs are based on progressive blockchain technology, which allows for constructing a verifiable and immutable record of ownership and authenticity. Dynamic NFTs, they're no exception. None of that changes. When a dynamic NFT is created, the artist defines the rules that govern how the NFT can evolve or change over time. These parameters can be stored in the form of code, such as Solidity code or the Ethereum network. So they pretty much are the same, but most of this dynamic, right, where they can change it, is programmed in before time, right? The difference between traditional NFTs and dynamic one is the token standard. Dynamic NFTs function by storing data in a format that can be edited, while static NFTs are typically created using ERC 721 token standard. Dynamic NFTs use ERC 1155 standard. So we've been hearing that about for at least a good while, probably a year and a half, 2 years now, right? So that we are pretty much familiar with those things, right? But let me go down here. What are the benefits of dynamic NFTs? They offer several key benefits, such as interactivity, programmability, versatility, and the creation of new revenue streams for artists and collectors. Dynamic NFTs offer a degree of interactivity, flexibility, and ability to change. Make them more engaging and interesting for collectors and audiences. So they could go from even art looking, the way they look, obviously change, maybe clothes, traits, anything, right? Maybe even the utility that can change. So there's this with the creators can define rules for how the NFT should behave, providing a high value of automation and control. Example, NFTs could represent a character or item in the game that evolves and gains new abilities. You see, we were just talking about the AI with the FIFA. As your player gets better and better, that is a dynamic NFT that's changing, right? It's huge. That's what I'm saying. All of this is just starting to come out, and you're seeing this play out. You're right there at the leading edge. So I won't go through. There's more, right, of what they do and how they change. What is the difference between static NFTs and dynamic NFTs? Static NFTs are fixed, represent a single version of the digital asset, while these are programmable, and can change. So down here, it just gives you a little chart, and I'm not going to go over this, but I mean, I could drop the link in here. It's just cool to see of what all this is and how NFTs are continuing to morph and change into making this metaverse or this Web3 really start coming to life, right? So these are just with some use cases of art and music, obviously, games, virtual worlds, identity and authenticity verifications, tokenization of real world assets, RWAs, huge. And that's, I know that you're big into, Tim, because of the real estate, right?
Yep.
And this is piggybacking in off of your Citibank. I think everybody's heard of BlackRock, all these with the Fidelity, all of these huge multi-trillion-dollar assets, these people that hold this, right? These are companies that hold multi-trillion-dollar assets. So this is the big one, BlackRock. And just listen, I'm going to play it real quick. And I'm not for or against, well, maybe a little bit against, because they're very much kind of the elite of the elite, right? But listen, I mean, this is the guy. His name is Fink. It's funny. Here we go.
Diary puppet master like BlackRock. Interested? Then you better take a closer look. In just a minute, I'll share several RWA projects that you could potentially invest in. But first, let's explore the bullish thesis behind this move. Like, why is BlackRock so bullish on it? And should we be bullish too? So real world assets includes things like real estate, gold, fine art, stocks, pretty much anything that exists in the real world. And this niche tokenizes those assets and brings them on chain so you can use them like any other crypto token. That's pretty simple. But then the question becomes, why would we even want that? Well, the idea is to bring.
I missed it. Hold on, Tim.
Don't take my.
I went at the end of it, but here you go. This is Larry Fink.
My word for it. Just listen to Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock himself.
I believe next generation for markets, next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities.
So he's essentially talking about a niche called real world assets, or RWAs, which includes a wide.
It's exactly why we're all in this space, everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's incredible. Again, with all the FUD, with all of the ridiculousness of what the government is saying when they're trying to control it, when they're trying to make these CBDCs, and CBDCs are going to happen. The central bank digital currencies, they're going to happen. But to say that all this other stuff is not, that's ridiculous, right? We got these two lanes, and I know what we're all about, and that's why we need to get involved, be a part of what's going on here. You know, start chipping in, building, and taking this on your own, on yourself, right? Because that's the whole goal. And this is exactly what Tim was just showing in that piece right there. That was a news article, but just know, like I said, one of 116 pages. Citibank is the third largest bank in the U.S., billions and billions and billions of dollars, and they have assembled a team to talk about money, tokens, and games, blockchains, next billion users, and trillions in value. These aren't stupid people, and they don't do things just on the whim, right? So we all know that this is going to happen. And that's what's so exciting is, yes, it might seem like we're out here on some island and we're like talking about crazy JPEGs and that don't even make any sense. But you're so far ahead. You're so filled with more information than you think that, people are just kind of looking at you glassy-eyed, right? They don't understand what's going on. That's the beauty of where you're at. Anybody that's even listening, that's been listening to this this program, or been in this project for the past 2 years, it's and you're so blessed that you have assets of this this system, this ecosystem, this financial system that is spinning up, and it's incredible. So that was the team. Just so you know, that's the team they assembled. It's all from the crypto block bar, Aave companies. There's all kinds of people all around, just straight in finance, and Polygon Labs. There's Ava Labs. So these are big people in this space, and they assembled a team to come out and write this report. This was March 2023. Just came out Friday, I believe. But money in tokens and games. This is what you just said, Tim, in that story. So can you always spot disruptive innovation? That's this whole thing that they're talking about. When we hear stories of how invention and automobile hastened the demise of a buggy whip companies, we often question why the disruptive potential of gas-powered cars wasn't noticed. In the modern era, most people buy digital cameras in the 1990s would have scoffed at the idea that in a few years' time, we would all be carrying around cameras in our mobile phone. We talked out on several of our meetings about how that happened, right? Kodak had that information. Kodak is the one that built it, everybody, right? They had the digital camera capabilities. They just didn't, know when the timing was that they were going to bring it out, because that would made their old horse and buggy obsolete. I mean, they're the ones that had all the film, right, that you would use in those old, So it's just funny how everything works. The potential for tokenization via blockchain has been talked about as being transformative for the past few years, but we are not quite at that point of mass adoption. We know, you keep saying that. Unlike automobiles or more recent innovations like ChatGPT or the metaverse, a blockchain is a back-end infrastructure technology without a prominent consumer interface, making it harder to visibly see how it could be innovative. Isn't it crazy that this is, seriously, anybody that's even watching this, you literally just know that, right? And we don't even respect our own knowledge of what we know, right? This is a large corporation that assembled a team, and I'm not saying this is everything. They go into much more detail, right? I'm just kind of giving you the kind of the 50,000 foot view. But we know this, right? We know we're early. We know that you can't see the blockchain or even know what that means. But we know it's immutable. You can't mess with it. You can't tamper with it. You can't. It's going to change this landscape. And again, how amazing is it that we're already in it? We have a couple NFTs. We're into some cryptocurrencies that no one has even heard of yet, right? Timing is everything, right? So here they're saying by 2030, up to 5 trillion of CBDCs could be, in a circulating across major economies in the world. And then it says 80x in private markets reach 40 trillion by 2030. Again, that's probably, and I'll say, I don't care. That's lowball, right? We were already at 3 trillion back, just last year. So, I mean, this is all, and that's what they do that, but still, kind of lowballing it is nothing wrong with that because, when it happens, people are going to be blown away. And, this is the kind of stuff that you need to get behind. I don't care with all the news. The media is ridiculous. We play those jokers and their thing about the internet all the time. They do not know. The media is ridiculous. So just get, every one of these major companies, when we talk about Visa, MasterCard, you talk about Citibank, you talk about all of these major corporations, they don't do this by a whim. They know what's coming, and this is going to be, it's going to happen. So to be successfully adopted in the mainstream, blockchain needs to the help of technology enablers, including decentralized digital identities, right? Zero knowledge proofs. We've been seeing that. That's kind of just rolled out. Oracles and secure bridges, right? The legal plumbing also needs to be altered to enable smart legal contracts that will provide a whole new set of rails for global commerce and finance to run. Regulatory considerations are also necessary to allow adoption and scalability without the hindering of innovation. So they think that mass adoption could be 6 to 8 years away.
What?
That's what they say. That's what they say. But listen, mass adoption, I mean, I don't care until just even getting back to all-time highs. I mean, that's not that that's not that crazy. So when you're talking about mass adoption, you're talking about, I mean, a good portion of people. But again, we've talked about how gaming, people will not know. That's mass adoption. People will not know they're using a blockchain. They won't know they're using cryptocurrency or NFTs. They won't know. And that's when you get there, right? So I'm not going to, again, like I said, it's an amazing thing. Just like I said, this is so detailed of what they went through. It's a great thing of talking about here. Even maybe if you haven't heard some of these stuff or what an Oracle is, right? Secure bridges. These are all very important things to help with people that they don't know this stuff, man. Right. They don't know how to use and spin up private keys and get their MetaMask all set up. I know it's simple to us that have been doing it, but it isn't to regular people. So, it's the future is very bright. It's good to be where you're at, and keep grinding and keep talking about this. Keep inviting people to understand what all this is, because that fiat, like Tim makes jokes, it is a 4-letter garbage word, right? People are done with that. It had its time.
Well, from the reports that we didn't mention tonight, but if you're watching the news, the other countries are making deals in their own fiat now. They're not using the U.S. fiat, the U.S. dollar anymore. So you have to understand, if they're losing faith in trading in the U.S. dollar, which they've been doing for the last 70 years, that's not a good sign for us. And a lot of countries like El Salvador that has adopted Bitcoin as legal tender. And I didn't know if it was we got to follow up on the fact that he made some crazy new laws that, like, there's going to be no taxes or anything on investment. I didn't know if that was an April Fool's. I didn't want to mention that too much. I got to go back into that one. But that guy over there, Bukele, is a very forward-thinking leader for El Salvador, and has very much embraced Bitcoin. And his country is doing better for it. So he knows
that's
the first one.
It could transform his whole country, man.
It absolutely will. It absolutely will. Because China's making deals with Russia and the other ones. What is that called? The one that they have Brazil,
The BRICS.
China, BRICS. When they get together and say, okay, we're all going to trade in the yuan, the yen or yuan, yuan. Sorry. When they trade in that, they're making an agreement and they're calling out the fact that, that's great. I saw another news report that if they're not going to be trading in the US dollar, we can't make sanctions against that country. We'll have no effect over their trades or their dealing or how to, influence their monetary policies or what's going on going forward. So these other countries, smaller countries like El Salvador or other places that adopt Bitcoin, they're getting together and saying, we understand that cryptocurrency is going to be a great player in the future, which cannot be, again, sanctioned and all this other kind of stuff. No centralized control on that one. And the other one can. And like the US dollar had been doing for the last 70 years, we're trying, push and pull people around using our dollar. So it's going to be amazing when these smaller countries who embrace Bitcoin or another cryptocurrency to use, they're going to have freedom like they've never had before. And that's going to be amazing for the world and amazing for their countries. Those little guys are going to have some serious power.
Right.
Financially.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is amazing. So, like you said, Citibank writing 160 pages on the future of crypto and how the future is so bright. That's a great story, and everybody should read a little bit about it.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no, good
Very
stuff.
cool.
And it is, it's funny that you just don't know what you know. And yeah, when sometimes you're immersed in all this information, it might not seem like, wow, okay, but this is all incredible, and it's going to change the financial landscape of the world.
Well, I just go back to they saying, it's going to be 8 years or so before mass adoption. I think that's a very conservative number, especially when Fed Now says they're coming out in July.
Right.
So, that's not 1 or 2 years from now. They threatened last year, like, oh, maybe next summer. And look at this.
I think it's more about the tools, Tim. I'm just saying, like, people, they probably understand how difficult and people, they don't have the, they don't really get into it, research and use. They're not going to figure these tools out. They need something very simple, right?
Correct. But when the Fed Now throws out a CBDC and says, hey, if you want to go buy groceries, use your Fed Now coins and we're going to put them in there for you and you can go use them. Everybody's going to figure out how to go get their coins and spend their coins. And then how do they get more coins? Right. And that means adoption is going to happen super fast when they go, oh, free coins? We can go use these at the Sprint store or whatever, I think that they can ramp that up quite a bit.
Yep.
But yeah,
I wanted John G. 4 million.
John G. doing more math.
There we go. 218,000 mints. We think. Hey, I get it. Hey, John. That's the whole cool thing about this whole monster thing is, it's all kind of speculation and trying to figure out what the story is. It is. Who knows? And there are 4 million cities and towns. That's huge, right? And yeah, even if if it's around 200,000 for these mints, that is incredible. I've never, like I said, that's why we were kind of blown away when you start seeing the numbers and how massive, right, this NFT project is. So yeah, thank you for kind of looking at that. That's awesome, because who knows, man. It's a big deal.
It's going to be a monster collection and a global phenomenon.
It is.
It's going to be cool. I'm excited. I love the fact that it's going to unite people from all over the world. Just with an NFT, I think it's so cool. I think when this adoption happens, which I don't think it's going to take 8 years for the monsters to catch on. I think that people are going to make some real waves with this collection. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun to see what comes out of it.
Yep.
Very cool.
I agree. Right on, man.
All right, my man. We'll be back Tuesday night. We're going to do it again?
Yes, sir. Right on, man.
Beautiful. All right, my man. We'll leave it right there, and we'll see everybody tomorrow night. Please like, share, and subscribe. Micro Monsters. Yes, of course.
I like it. The micro.
Who knows what it's going to take when these monsters, get out and about and start getting together.
That's right. Right on, man.
Good stuff. All right. Good night, Ray. Thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. Thanks, Tim. See y'all.